Hello, my name is Lisa Gerhold Dirks. I'm an Elmhurst resident and I also chair the Elmhurst Cool Cities Coalition. We are a volunteer group focusing on bringing sustainable solutions to our community. And this year we coordinated with several Elmhurst homeowners to participate in the Illinois Solar Tour. This is my first year participating on the tour at my own home. My husband and I live in a 102-year-old bungalow, which was very drafty when we moved in. And over the years, we have spent some time making energy efficiency upgrades, including installing insulation in our walls and more high-efficient appliances and lighting. And then in 2015, we purchased an electric vehicle and have been driving that since. So all of those are really good precursors to going solar, which we did in 2019 to reduce our fossil fuel use even further and to save money over time. With the federal tax credits and solar renewable energy credits that were available, the time was perfect for us. And so far, our experience has been really good. We had our solar panels installed through a program called Solar Switch, which was formerly called Solarize Chicagoland. It's a bulk purchase program for solar panels brought to the area by the Midwest Renewable Energy Association and Citizens Utility Board. And they get discount prices on solar panels via a group purchase, and it worked out really well. The installation process was really smooth. It took us about 4 months from the time we signed the contract to when we were actually on the grid producing power. And it's been really smooth and good for us. And I'll show you some pictures. Our house is set up such that you can't really see the solar panels from the ground level. So I'll show a few pictures and talk a little bit more about our system. We have a 13-panel, 3.9 kilowatt system mounted on the south-facing side of our roof. Our inverter is also installed on the outside of our house. Our panels produce about 60% of our electricity needs, including charging our electric vehicle. We would have loved to install more solar panels to cover more of our electricity needs, but we have a dormer on that side of the roof and then a shade tree that was blocking enough sun that we couldn't add any more panels. The electricity, when we're producing it and using it, goes straight into our house for us to use, and any excess power that we produce on sunny, cooler days when we're not, using a lot of air conditioning, goes back to the grid, and then we get a credit on our bill at the end of the month. Our net cost after the incentives was about $3,200, which was 30% of the total installed cost. And we recently did a look back for the last 12-month period to calculate that we had saved about $400 in that period. At that rate, if we do that every year, our original estimated payback time of 8.3 years will end up being approximately 6 months shorter than the estimate, so that's great news. We can see how much power we're using via the Solar Edge app. The app shows us our electricity produced in real time over the course of a day, and also by week, month, year, and then the comparative electricity that we've produced every month since our panels were hooked up to the grid. We haven't had any problems with our system so far. One thing we did to prevent potential problems with animals was install a critter guard, which is a short little fence between the roof and the bottom of the panels that blocks access for squirrels and who might want to make a nest under there. And the only other thing that's a little bit unique maybe for our situation is that in the wintertime, when the snow is melting off the panels, we have a sidewalk that runs parallel to the side of our house. And when the snow gets to a certain temperature, a lot of times it does a whole dump slides right off the panels. So then we have to shovel a little bit extra than we had previously shoveled. We have a few recommendations for anybody who may be considering going solar in the near future. Number one would be work on energy efficiency of your home. It's always a good idea to try to save electricity around the house, and if you can save enough electricity around the house, you may be able to reduce the number of solar panels you'd need to purchase. Number two is you can get a quick estimate of your home's and your roof's eligibility for solar panels there's a couple of tools online you can use. Google's Project Sunroof and ComEd has a solar panel calculator that you can use to kind of get a really quick idea about how feasible it is to install solar on your roof. Number three is to consider the life expectancy of your shingles before adding solar panels. Sometimes if your shingles are a little older, you might need to consider replacing your roof first. Number four would be to get several estimates from installers. The Illinois Solar Energy Association website has a directory of residential installers and also a guide for how to choose qualified installers. And number five, if your roof doesn't happen to be a good candidate for solar, consider community solar. You can get information on that in several places. In Illinois, it's a program where you can subscribe to the you get a monthly bill, and you're subscribed to power that's being produced on solar farms out in rural areas of the state. And that can be a good option if your rooftop is not a good candidate for solar. I hope this information was helpful. Thank you very much for watching.